Hey everyone, and welcome back to Grounds Family Farm. So we are tired of our goats being freeloaders, and we've decided to put them to work. But before we show you what exactly we're going to make them do, we have got a lot of stuff to plant in the garden. We told y'all about and showed y'all whenever we planted all these seeds. We've got some squash, watermelon, cantaloupe, some pumpkins. We wanted to get a head start on the season, so we planted them in pots, and it's time to get them in the garden because we've got some rain coming, got the garden finally worked up, and we're ready to get stuff growing because we're ready for some fresh produce. We're also going to plant some seeds if we have time because I figure since I've got the garden worked up, we might as well get everything in it we can. But we got to get these in first because at the rate they're growing, they're going to be so big and spindly that they won't be worth planting if we leave them too much longer. So we're going to get started on that. And then also, I think we might have brought some special seeds down for the girls that they've been wanting to plant for the fair. So you have to stick around to see exactly what that is, but we've got a lot of good stuff going on. And then a little bit later, we'll show you what we're doing with the goats. Okay, so this tray, all except for one 6-pack, is squash. This is white scallion, which is like a patty pan type squash. And we're going to be planting different types of squash relatively close together. It's not a huge deal because we're not going to save the seed. If you're wanting to save the seed, you'd want to spread them out because they can cross-pollinate, and that would affect your traits for your future squash plants. We're not really measuring these out like for an exact measurement. We're just using this rake to get it roughly where it's proportionate, where they're not real close together and some farther away. If you'll stick this at the end of where that rake goes, like stick it right here. Yeah. And then here, we're just going to lay all these out first and see how they look. Yeah, and then take this one and put it like, not at the end of the rake, put it like right here where that bracket is. And we're just going to do that on each one. I don't know. This rake is like 3 foot apart or 3 foot long, so we're just doing this to kind of give a rough idea where they got room to spread out because we've got plenty of ground here. You just push the bottom up with your finger and then pull them out like that. Right here at this bracket. There you go. I've got a better way for the next time that we can do this. That'll make it easier for you to figure. Just leave that tag there and then we'll put that beside it, which we'll be able to figure out the different types and we can always go back on this video and look. Which I guess we didn't do yellow squash. But that's fine. Huh? Well, we got zucchini here. No, I'm sorry. This is butternut. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's skip a little bit bigger gap on this one. I'm going to put these out. Yeah. Hold that tray. And then let me pop these loose. Oh, yours has less than. Don't put the one with the tag yet. Start one right there at the end of that rake. Step on the other side, though. Huh?
So don't put this one.
Yeah, wait, save that one for. Well, you can go ahead because there's another one. That one. Save yours for last. Is the one with the tag. Yeah, just pull the whole thing out. There you go. Yep, and lay it down. And then this is how. Okay, and then just put it at the end of the rake now, down here. Put one at the end of the rake.
I didn't get it.
Okay, it's your turn. End of the rake.
What are these?
Butternut squash.
Oh, I like this stuff. My favorite is zucchini and squash and like burgers and like you cut it in with that and it's really good.
Yeah, I know. Okay, yep, leave that one there. And then I'll just leave this here. I can't believe we didn't do any yellow squash.
So are these
Zucchini.
okay?
And what we will probably do after we get these growing a little bit is pull the blooms off the first round just because they have already started making blooms because they're getting a little too big for these containers. But that way they'll have a chance to grow real good because a lot of times if you don't get these out in time, you can plant seed and it'll pass up what you already planted in pots. But I don't hope we're not to that point yet. Yeah, just be gentle pulling them apart.
Plants are basically like babies. You have to be very gentle with them. Yeah. At least baby plants.
Okay, this is how we're going to plant them. You're just going to stand them up. You're just going to take dirt and kind of push around them. And then just kind of stand it where it's standing up. Try to pull more dirt around it.
That's heavy.
It's
kind of heavy.
What is?
Dirt.
Well, it's a little because it's a little wet, but they need that moisture. Yeah, these probably needed some water this morning, but since we were planting them, I didn't do it because I didn't want them too soggy.
Yeah, and if it winds up raining tonight too, then
yeah, I mean that wouldn't have hurt, but it's just that
yeah,
I knew this dirt was moist and they're a mess to get out of the containers whenever they're real wet.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes they'll break.
Oh, you don't want that.
Hopefully with the overcast that's doing it late, they'll absorb this moisture first and stay good. Yeah, just hold on to that for a minute. No, this is the same one. So we planted the tag on this end. Good job, Iz. May keep you.
Y'all are all doing great.
I'm gonna come down here sometime whenever
Hold
they're
this up.
grown, and then I'm gonna like get a basket, and I'm gonna ride my bike down here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna come when mommy needs the ingredients from here.
I love planting, but I don't know if it'd love me right now. Guess we'll see what's next.
Okay, so what we decided to do next, we're planting watermelons, and so that stuff's not so crowded, we're gonna skip a row in between and plant them in this one, and then we're gonna skip another row and then plant the cantaloupe and pumpkins. So we did check. These are different varieties of watermelons, so they could cross-pollinate between themselves. But like I said, the seed's what you got to worry about. We're not collecting seed. And then we did check, and pumpkins, cantaloupe, and watermelon can all be planted in the same vicinity as long as you got enough space and ground and resources. So we're going to start with, these are tender sweet watermelons. I've already popped them loose if you want to stick one on this end. You think I should go in a little bit farther, or?
No, I think that ought to be fine.
Okay, that's fine.
Because I mean, we still.
Because worst case, I'm going to mow that since I've got everything.
Okay.
Okay, on this end, you got to put another one. You going to help mommy? Okay. Over here.
Once they move that, we're going to go ahead and start covering up the plant.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
I don't
That's
know how
good.
many of these I'm going to be able to do, but.
Okay, these are yellow petite watermelons. Got all those broke loose. If you want to start with the...
Yes, I like playing indoors.
Okay, and then there may be some controversy about whether they should be planted in hills and stuff like that. If your soil's well drained and you don't need the extra warmth for them to get started earlier on, then planting them in hills or mounds is not required. We've done it both ways and have been successful either way. And so there's pretty much more than one way to...
Okay.
It goes with that one.
Just making sure. You gonna plant the last one right there?
Yep.
Make sure you plant that tag too, okay?
These are Crimson Sweet.
Those are good ones.
Let's hope they all are.
Tag first?
Nope, tag last. Gentle, gentle, gentle. Those are kind of spindly. I kind of like this job, not having to bend down.
I want to do it.
No. You're shorter to the ground. It's easier for you to bend. Abs, let mommy plant this one where the roots messed up.
I don't think I could do that.
I don't know if that one little spindly one's going to do very good or not, but we'll still plant it, I think.
Which one?
The one with the tag in it.
I may fill this tonight.
Do what?
Said I may fill this one tonight.
Yeah. Next up, pumpkins. So we'll start with these. These are jack-o'-lantern. Okay, and these are small sugar pumpkins. I think these are good for pies.
Yeah, I like pie.
Good. Can some pumpkin.
Make them into puree and then freeze it for pumpkin pie, pumpkin bread,
Oh, I like pumpkin pie.
pumpkin muffins.
I
Mm-hmm.
like pumpkin pie.
Freeze or can.
Am I good at this?
Yep. You know, they're both good at gardening.
No, like doing the right thing.
Yeah. Okay, is on this one. Let me see it. We're gonna. Yeah, I saw you make that. Okay. So leave that there because we're going to skip down whenever we do it, but I'm going to help them get these planted real quick. Do you want to like hold the plant and I'll put the dirt around it?
Okay.
And that's the way we can do it. Yeah, you just hold the plant up like that. And then I'll get all the dirt around it. These are honeydew melons. Watch out, Abs.
Abs, those are your favorite melons, the green ones.
Yeah!
Okay, let's go, Iz. Okay, next round is honey rock melon, whatever that is. And I think the other is Hell's Best Cantaloupe.
Hell's Best Cantaloupe.
Nope.
What's
There's two more kinds.
Whoa.
I guess we did one tray of each to try them.
Probably because there were so many different ones.
Do what?
Probably because there were so many different ones.
Yeah. Okay, so this is Heart of Gold melon. That sounds good. Oh, I guess these came up better than the others because they're going farther, but those watermelons had some that didn't come up, so I guess that's what it is. Because like we should be done, but... Okay, this is Hale's Best.
I'll do this one.
Gentle, gentle. Remember, you gotta be gentle as a baby. That's what you said.
Babies are so cute.
Okay, so now we're getting ready to do our cucumbers. We were kind of debating how we wanted to do it because we thought about using cattle panels and making an arch, but the only thing with that is for just as many cucumbers as we have here, it would take like 6 panels, and that would be $150 to $175. So we decided that on this year at least, we're gonna put them in a single row, stand the panels up using T-posts, and we're just going to. I've got I don't know what it's even called, but it's to trellis stuff. It puts like a little tape ring around it to hold it. Trellis tape. And so we're just going to trellis them up a single panel in a single row. And that'll save space not only in the garden, but it'll also save money because instead of needing 6 panels, we should be able to get by with 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So on these, I think what we're going to do is just go a foot apart.
Okay. Yeah, because since they climb.
Well, they're going to go up, so they don't need as much. Okay, for this one, I need you to hold the rake on the outside because I'm going to have to put 3 along the width of the rake.
I'll try to
Let's go in a little bit more.
Some.
Like, scoot in right here. Put the end of the rake lined up. Keep going. Keep going. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Back. Whoa, right there. So we'll do that, and then we'll just stick one in the middle and then one on the end. Then you can line the end up with that one. These are lemon cucumbers. And if you hear hammering and stuff going on in the background, our neighbors are building a house. You can scoot that to the end if you want, and then I can still just go from there. I think on these, I'll just do the 2 trays of National Pickling.
Next.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonder what lemon cucumbers are. I mean, I'm sure they're
I
probably
think they're the
yellow
little round ones that are yellow.
Okay.
I think they're round though,
Okay.
if I remember right.
Interesting.
I don't know for sure, but
All cucumbers round?
well, most of them are like cylinder.
Yeah, like a big.
These are
wall.
like a ball, I think, if I remember right.
Oh.
Okay. And then we still have to plant those seeds that we got from a subscriber.
Yep.
Which we'll tell about those whenever we go to plant them. But they've been in their family for years.
We're really excited to get to try them.
Yeah, I think now we're getting into the, for sure, eating cucumbers.
Okay.
Which I've got some seeds somewhere for some, like, what are those little mini bite-sized ones called? I just went blank.
Gherkins?
Gherkins, yes. I have some seeds for those somewhere. These are Armenian pale green, which is crazy. Look how much, like the vines even look pale.
Yeah, they do.
Pale.
Okay, these are, we planted one other one. Be it alpha?
Something like that.
Bayet alpha? I don't know. It's a cucumber.
Yeah.
But no, my dad came through to check cows, and so we lost our helpers. They wanted to go see if there's any new babies.
Yeah, because he's been having lots of them, so.
Yep. So I told Kimberly she could prop up on the rake, and I'd do the work.
My side's getting a little sore. So this is the last one that we had?
Yes.
Okay, the Space Saver.
Yeah,
or
these
something
are
like that.
Space Master,
Space
which I
Master.
think these are more of a bushy type.
Mm-hmm.
So we put them on the end in case they don't need trellised. Okay. The one we've been looking for.
Last one.
The last one. Now we just got to figure out what we're going to do next, because everything else is going to be seed until we get ready to plant the tomatoes, peppers, and stuff like that. But that's going to be a while.
Yeah, because they're still really small, but they're growing.
Yeah, we're taking a little weekend trip to get away, which you'll see this after we're already back.
Yes.
But so we're just trying to get this done before the rain, because we're not going to be here for the next couple of days.
Yeah, and we may actually get several rain showers, so it might help everything kind of germinate and grow and whatever it needs. So I'm starting to see some green over here
There's
too.
definitely peas coming up. Green beans, I'm not sure. I don't really see any green beans, but I do see lots of potatoes, so eye to the sky is not always needed.
Yep, look at the pretty dark green down there.
That's the purple whole peas.
Yep, those look good.
We haven't grown corn in a while because we weren't having great luck with it, and it was just easier to go buy some good corn somewhere and do it. But we've got some seeds, so we're going to give it a try. We've got some G90 sweet corn and also some candy corn. I know they might cross-pollinate, but I don't really care. I'm just going to put it out, see what happens. But what we're going to do, corn is wind-pollinated, so it does better in a block. So instead of having these big old gaps between here, I'm going to use our Haas wheel hoe, and I'm going to put an extra row in between, and we're going to like double up the rows and do a 4-row block, however far we need to go to plant the seed. So since I don't know how far that's going to be, I'm just going to kind of eyeball this. It's not going to be straight because I'm just eyeballing it.
Yep, but that's
And I'm just going to go so far, and if we get to plant and we realize we need to go farther, then I will bring it back and go some more.
Yeah, so that'll be fine.
But we are going to skip this row here and go in the half row for our first one because we want to leave that space for the pumpkins and cantaloupe and all that good stuff to grow. But I think this will work out. Hopefully.
I would think so.
Oh, this is rough.
Oh, all the weeds.
Yeah, because it's got that. It's the only problem with this being pasture before.
Mm-hmm.
The Haas wheel hoe is really great in good worked up dirt that doesn't have grass, but if you got grass clumps, I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
We'll see if it'll do over here.
Yeah, it works great in the high tunnel, but
yeah, out here it just was not that great.
Eventually, though, if we keep a garden in this area, then...
Yeah, this has not had a garden in it in years.
But the dirt looks beautiful, so...
Yeah, I may just try a hoe.
Okay.
And see if I can do it faster with that. I may swap back, who knows.
It looks like it's actually easier.
Yeah.
How far do you think it'll need to go?
I'm probably going to drag them both out to here for now.
Okay.
Because we'll just have to plant real carefully.
Yeah.
Because we're going to have to make it go 4 wide. Like plant a little bit on each row, and if we go farther, we go farther.
Yeah.
Because I think it probably will take farther than this.
That's got a ton of grass clumps in it.
Yeah. Maybe it'll work out.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, these rows are not straight at all.
But doesn't have to be straight to work out and produce a good crop.
Okay, we're going to start with the candy corn. I don't know how far apart I need to plant these. I didn't even read. It's been so long, and I used to always plant it way too thick.
Yeah, if we have to weed it out, we'll weed it out, though.
Yeah, it's a pain, though.
I'd rather weed it out than have to fill in.
Okay, take note. She said she will weed out the corn.
John, give me a handful and I can start over here.
Like I said, I just don't know how much to. I want enough, but I don't want to go crazy.
Yeah.
Think that's good?
Yeah, this maybe do half of the spot in this, that kind, and then we'll do half in the other.
Does this look like about half?
Yeah, probably. I need to plant mine a little bit thicker if you're.
What?
So I may need to plant mine a little bit thicker. Might wish we had gone thinner if it all does come up.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even remember how old this seed is.
That's some of the newer stuff, I thought. Newer old stuff.
Yeah, I don't see a date on it.
Maybe we just guesstimated them.
Do what?
Maybe we were just guessing that it was the newer. Because we had just started buying it all, but.
Yeah, we were getting Esau corn.
Mm-hmm. But if we've got the seed and we got the space, then we
Well,
might
that's
as
my
well.
thing, since we're actually growing somewhere besides just the high tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
We've got plenty of room to plant whatever. Because if we run out of room in this, which I don't think we're going to,
No.
then there's plenty more ground to till up. Well, any new babies? Any new babies? Okay.
What you planting there?
Corn.
Corn?
Mm-hmm.
So, our seeds.
What?
Our seeds. Did you plant them?
Yep, already planted y'all's.
Really? Oh
Yeah.
man, you're gonna pull them out of the ground and let me.
No, we didn't plant them. We started with this.
Corn and whatever.
Corn.
Corn.
Corn and more corn. We know you like corn.
On the cob?
Yeah.
Ooh, I like corn on the cob.
I need to make sure we use up all the corn that we got in the freezer now before all this comes off.
Yeah, because if it comes off and you haven't, then the pigs are going to eat well.
Yeah. The old stuff.
Really well.
You just kind of lightly covering these two.
Yeah, but it's just that where we tromp through that, it's made the ground hard.
Yeah.
And I got to have the other dirt for the middle row, so it's not like I got a bunch that I can pull.
Yeah.
So I'm just pulling what I can get. And then I'll go back and get those rows I made last because they're going to be easier. Like that row will be easy because it's got the outside dirt, but this one's hard.
Turned out to be a really nice evening to do this.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure how many seeds are in here, but let's see what they are and then we'll get them planted. We're not planting these in hills either. We're just going to plant them in the rows and hope for the best.
Yeah, it usually works out pretty good, so.
Yeah, because this is, which we're kind of up on a hill right here. But
yes.
Okay, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's like 10 seeds in a packet.
Oh, okay.
So maybe do like 3 seeds. Then we'll skip a spot, do like 3 more. Because we don't want to take up the whole garden with these because they may not be that great. So here's yours. So like I said, I would put, you just plant that whole packet. So put 3, like right here.
Like where Daddy was standing.
And if you want to, here, we can do this too. Let's just do this. We're not going to plant actual mounds, but we can do this. Let's get rid of that. And we can go ahead and like we were mounding up for the plants. We can just go ahead and make a small mound. And then we'll
Put the seed in.
and then just put like 3 holes, not all together, and put 1 seed in each hole. Okay, and then we just sprinkle some dirt over them. Okay, and then we're going to put the flag in y'all's first hill for each one. And so, Abby, hang on to yours, and then whenever we get to your mounds, because she'll have 3 mounds. You like them in a straight line? And we've got proof that you did this all on your own.
Mm-hmm.
There's a video.
Yeah.
Okay. So then we'll go a little bit farther. That way if they try to grow together, we can make sure we know whose is whose.
Yeah.
Let's see how many seeds are in your packet.
Probably about the same. So the same packets.
I hope it's 11, sometime 11.
So I think they're by weight. It's 8. So we should have saved your extra seed and she could have had 3, 3, and 3.
Oh, well,
It's
that's
fine. We got an extra packet. Put your holes.
So 3?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, hand me your flag.
Put it in. Can I put it in? Can I put it in?
No, I'll put it in.
Mount Abby.
Okay. Let's go to the next one. Here, you hold your seeds.
No.
Here, hold your hand up. Well, I took one out of a different packet. I had extra packets just in case we needed them.
Smart man.
Okay, now we're getting ready to do pumpkins.
Yep.
And I decided to get the hoe and make this a little easier. Maybe. There's a lot of grass in this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Abs, I put 3 in that one. And your flag.
What is mine at?
Then you'll plant more seeds.
Oh, they're huge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're giant. Do we want to plant all the Atlantic giants together and then plant the other ones together? Or
Yeah, you might do it by type.
so Atlantic giants again?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so Abby's on her second mound of this Atlantic giant variety. Okay, so you got that? Okay. So now we're doing Izzy's Atlantic giants.
We're going to see how many seeds she has.
2 only?
You got lucky again. 6.
So 3 and 3.
I guess yours are going to be bigger, Abs. Because she just
You had
keeps getting
bigger
the more
seeds.
seeds. So you got bigger seeds because they're by weight. So less seeds means they're bigger seeds.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. So 3 and 3?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Don't forget to put your flag in, Is.
Cinderella's Castle.
Carriage.
Carriage.
You
Okay.
know they made a pumpkin into a carriage. And at midnight it went back to a pumpkin. Should have made y'all mound these up and me plant the seeds.
Mm-hmm.
So now we'll start on Izzy's next 2 mounds.
Yep. Izzy's Cinderella's carriage.
Okay, yeah. Well, we lied to everybody when we said we weren't making mounds.
We are.
We are just for these, though.
Because those other mounds would have been bigger if I'd have used a hoe for them. But I'm using my hands. I was tired of digging. Harder to dig the dirt up.
Mm-hmm.
Does it say Izzy's Cinderella carriage?
It says
Ride, yeah. Oh,
Cinderella's ride.
Oh, we were all wrong.
Cinderella's ride.
But she rode in a carriage, so I guess that's closer to right than castle.
Mm-hmm.
All we know is it belonged to Cinderella. That's all that mattered.
It
Yep.
did belong to Cinderella.
Okay, there's 6 seeds in there, so y'all had the same on those. So you got that mound. I'll get you one more mound, and then
So plant 3 is. It's getting dark, so.
yeah.
Making a pretty, I mean, it's not even a huge dent in the garden, but
I mean, it's quite a bit,
it's a lot of different things out here, so.
but we still have like a lot of room in different places. I mean, we got all the rows from here down.
Yeah.
We still got a little bit of the rows from there down.
Mm-hmm.
And then I need to look, because I think I have some lima beans, okra,
I like lima beans.
yellow squash.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we have yellow squash?
And we have those other cucumbers too.
Yes, which those will go down there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just trying to think. So the camera died on us last night. That's why there was an abrupt stop to the video. But we're picking up the next day, and we are fixing to show you what we're going to do for the goats to put them to work. Our front yard is starting to grow up, and I figure what better use for the goats than to make them turn into lawnmowers. So we stretched out the other piece of electric fencing we had to encompass most of the front yard. And we're fixing to turn them out and let them get to eat. It'll be dual purpose. It gives them lots of good grass and weeds to eat, and it keeps me from having to mow and saves on gas.
Yep.
So we're fixing to go get it done.
Yep.
So yeah, you can see we've got the fence. It goes all the way over here. It's got a lot of big area for them. We put a panel over here on the cow's gate so that they couldn't get out from there. They've got a lot of, there's some pallets and stuff out here for them to play on, eat around, and hopefully they get this cleaned up really well. We're going to see how this goes because I don't have, Kimberly's at work, so it's just us. Okay, let's see if they go wild. We are going to have to leave this up where it won't ground out though, because all the electric fence is tied together. Come on. Yeah, y'all come on. Come on. Come on. Y'all can get out now. So, they seem to be happy so far. Some of them haven't figured out how to get out yet. But they'll get there. Oh, Blizzard's happy. It's super windy out, so I hope that it sounds okay. Yep, show them all out. Oh, the sheep are not the brightest. Hey, there's the white sheep too. Maybe if you go get around her, they'll both come. Here they come. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Come on. There's a whole, oh, they found it. They found it. They found it. Looky there. So now the question is, how long is it going to take them to eat all of this down? Because they ate the other stuff super quick. I am going to leave the gate open for them to come and go as they please because I left their feeder and water out there. That way, if there is a mishap and they figure out a way to get out, we can get them put back up and they'll be at a place that we know they'll stay in. We're going to be going, like I said, on a little trip. My mom's going to be taking care of stuff, so I'd hate for them to get out and leave her having to try to put them back up. But I think they're pretty happy with it. What do you think, Iz?
Yeah.
They love it.
Sometimes she's like, you're not getting me back in that pen.
Do what?
All of the goats are just, and sheep are just like, y'all aren't getting us back in that pen.
That's right. Which we don't want them there for a while. But no, they all seem pretty happy. Even old Blizzard's happy over there, and he's not even needing the grass. He just likes to check out new areas. So how long do y'all think it will take them to eat all of this down? Because I know that they ate the other stuff down super quick. So I don't know. I'm saying maybe a week. Who knows? They may have it ate back down whenever we get back in a couple of days. But hopefully it'll last a while. I'm just glad that I'm not going to have to mow. I know. Little lawnmowers. Not free, but
Their gas is feed.
I was going to say, yeah, you don't have to put gas in them, but they're definitely not free. They eat a lot of feed. So, yeah, this is just a temporary fix. Like I said, it's mainly to be dual purpose. Plus, we've still got to get the extra fencing done so that they'll have a big area. We've got all the fencing bought. We just have to have time to be able to do it because we've got to set a lot more posts, and it just takes time to get that kind of stuff done. And we had a bunch of other more pressing projects than that. So we're just kind of moving them around. And when they eat this, we may actually end up moving them across the drive and letting them eat all that down too. and just keep moving around like that so that they have green grass to eat, and that's less mowing for us, because whenever we're just mowing grass, it's not really doing any good for the animals and taking up our time as well. So hopefully this will last long enough, and then when we get back, we may end up having to pull their other fence down and move it over and just keep moving them around until we can get things done where they don't have to be in netting anymore, because I get tired of moving this mess. Which this run wasn't actually too bad. It's pretty straight, just one corner in it, the way I put it up. So I think that's going to work out pretty well. But like I said, they are super happy just running around, eating, and being good little animals. But on the garden, the only thing you missed on that is we finished planting the pumpkins. We still got a lot more to go. I was wanting to get more done today, but we just ran out of time, and Kimberly's going to be off probably in about an hour and a half, and as soon as she gets off, we're hitting the road. So it may be that I'm having to work up some spots in the garden to get the rest of it planted, but hoping to have a really big harvest this year, because we want to put up a lot of stuff. Like I said, we're going to do our best to put up enough food to last us all winter, where we don't have to get any vegetables and things like that throughout the winter. Just have to see if it's going to work out, because I don't know if it will, since this is our first year trying it. But Kimberly's being a good sport about it and getting ready to do a lot of canning, and the girls are going to do a lot of picking and just have a good old time with that. So that's what we've been up to lately. Like I said, getting this pen put up so the goats can get here, and getting that garden prepped and ready. Like I said, that garden area went from just pasture area to that in about a week. I just worked and worked and worked. I tilled it every day, trying to get all the grass and stuff cut out, which there was still quite a bit of grass mixed in with it, but hopefully we can keep it at bay, and then as we continue to use it as a garden spot, it'll just get better and better each year, because right now it's just the first year we may have to battle weeds pretty bad, but we're going to do our best to keep them at bay and hopefully have a really good harvest, because we got a lot of stuff planted. We still have all of our tomatoes and peppers, and we're going to do a lot of cut flowers and some herbs and stuff like that, which we may actually build herb beds. I'm not really sure yet. We've got a lot of animals and stuff we're moving around and kind of rearranging the way the property is, and once we get all that settled, we'll be able to get the main stuff done that we want to have that's going to be permanent, and then we can really get started getting things going. But hopefully these goats stay in here and eat all this grass down, but hopefully not too quickly. We've got to wrap things up. We still got a few more things to do before we hit the road. But for all of y'all who made it to this far in the video, we're going to give you a little tidbit of information about the next video. We've got some new babies that were born last night, and boy, are they cute. It was a nice little surprise. She didn't have any issues having them, and they're gorgeous. And yes, I did say them. So leave a comment down below. Who do you think had babies? And next video, we hope that we get to show them to you, because they are gorgeous. But we appreciate you watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time on Grounds Family Farm. Bye.
Bye. Peace. Bye. Bye-bye. Say bye.
There's old trusty Blizzard.